Hello, so this is about the obesity paradox, when thinner means sicker and heavier means healthier, by Carl L. Levy. So first I have on this slide just some reviews here from, what people say about it. So everyone who struggles with weight should read this important book. Dr. Levy presents the science to support the truth that being overweight and even moderately obese may correlate with better long-term health and greater longevity if you stay fit by making good food choices and maintain sensible physical activity. So I'm not going to read these every time, but this is part of the introduction. And then Publishers Weekly, fat isn't always bad and exercise isn't always good. Cardiologist Lavie writes in his introduction to this thought examination of what society deems a healthy weight, that Pat's statement is the crux of the obesity paradox. Overweight and even moderately obese patients often live longer and fare better than their thinner counterparts when it comes to chronic diseases, cancers, and even HIV. Readers hoping for a free ticket to an all-you-can-eat ice cream or permission to tear up their gym membership will be disappointed. But those who focus on numbers, whether body mass or weight, will likely find solace in sound advice here. So, I was listening to a podcast called Fit Bottom Girls, and they mentioned the book The Obesity Paradox, created by Carl J. Levy. In the podcast, the book seemed interesting and one that takes on a fresh perspective that challenges current thoughts on obesity. I then found the book Apple Moose for 50 cents. It was like I was meant to read this book. Before I get into the introduction of the book, I just wanted to discuss my thoughts. The cover of the book says, when thinner means sicker and heavier means healthier. This statement was surprising to me, but after reading the book, I feel it's a little bit better. I am going to try to break this up by chapter. So each PowerPoint is going to be on a chapter, and there's only 10 of them. Some chapters are long and might be longer videos, so just be prepared for that. I know I tend to breathe a little heavy due to my own health problems. I will try to work on it. It's hard because I can't really exercise right now due to health issues that I need to take care of. I'm currently still waiting to do my heart surgery so they can fix my valve. I hope you find these chapters interesting and enjoyable. They definitely got me thinking about obesity and what it means to be healthy. I also found out if you look up the author on YouTube, he has a number of videos of him talking. Some about this and some about just cardiology in general. Excuse me. So, about the author Carl J. Levy. Carl J., or Chip, Levy is an American cardiologist. He is the medical director of cardiac rehabilitation and preventative cardiology at the John Oskner Heart of Vascular Institute in New Orleans, Louisiana. He is also a professor at Oskner Clinical School of the University of Queensland in Brisbane, Australia, and the editor-in-chief of the medical journal Progress in Cardiovascular Diseases. Levy received his MD from the Louisiana State University School of Medicine in 1983. He then completed his residency as Oskner's Medical Institute and his fellowship in cardiovascular disease at the Mayo Graduate School of Medicine, becoming a faculty member at the latter institute in 1989. Levy was authored 2 medical textbooks and hundreds of journal articles. He has also conducted research on the health benefits of running. In 2013, Levy published a study which found that high levels of coffee consumption, which is 4 cups a day or more, was associated with a higher risk of mortality. Obesity paradox. Lavie was the first researchers to report evidence of an obesity paradox in a 2002 study on patients with heart failure. In 2009, Lavie and two other researchers published a review of literature regarding the obesity paradox among heart patients. In this review, Lavie et al. Stated that numerous studies have documented an obesity paradox, in which overweight, obese people with established CV diseases have a better prognosis compared to non-overweight or non-obese patients. In 2014, Lavie published the book The Obesity Paradox, in which he argues that being overweight is not a serious risk to one's health, and that being fit is more important to one's health than not being overweight or obese. So this chapter is the introduction, the miseducation of fat. Take a moment to consider what the word fat brings to mind. This small three-letter word looms large in our collective consciousness today, arguably as powerful in our vocabulary as the word no. Indeed, these two words seemingly share the same negative vibe. For example, fat conjures vivid images of unhealthiness, greasy food stuff, flesh folds, and even ugliness. Slovenness and gluttony. We rarely see fat individuals gracing the covers of popular magazines. In fact, we see the absolute opposite, as if extreme thinness were the definition of beauty and health. So these are actually some images that are like the first few images when you look up fat on Google. We are bombarded with reminders that we live in a society in which more than 2/3 of us are overweight or obese. But here's a question we must ask ourselves. Have we demonized fat to our own detriment? Much in the way a glass of wine a day has been proven to impact health benefits, but 4 or 5 glasses puts us at risk for an untold number of health challenges. Can body fat in the right amount be exactly what we need to live long and enjoy the highest quality of life possible? Put simply, has our modern culture duped us into thinking excess fat is bad no matter what and should be burned away at all costs? I'm here to tell you that fatness has been surely misunderstood and wrongly portrayed in many respects. By the same token, endurance sports and rigorous exercise have been unjustly glorified. Similar to how the famous French paradox points to an inverse relationship between the incidence of coronary heart disease and the consumption of saturated fats. The so-called obesity paradox points to an inverse relationship between body fat and risk of death in many cases. Well, it's well documented that obesity has contributed to our challenges with chronic illness and that exercise is often a surefire antidote. No one has explained some of the stranger cause and effect reactions going on deep within our cellular makeup that have everything to do with fat's positive side. It's straightforward. Fat isn't always bad, and exercise isn't always good. These are hardly inconsequential findings. The fact that body fat protects us in a lot of surprising ways, not to mention may help us live long after a grim diagnosis or heart attack, has been quietly circulating in most prestigious medical literatures for the past few years. And so has the certainty that too much exercise can shorten our lifespan. When I asked you to think of the word fat, did anything beautiful or positive come into your mind? In this book, she is not promoting fatness. She is stating that contrary to what the popular media broadcast and what the general medical wisdom has you believing, it's not doomsday to have extra fat on you, especially if you maintain a certain level of fitness. For millions of Americans categorized as overweight or mildly obese by the most commonly used standard today, which is the body mass index, the achievement of optimal health may mean staying exactly where you are in terms of weight. If you do choose to lose weight, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Please stop ruminating over your current weight and guessing what you must lose. In addition to gaining a lot of useful information in this book, you might also come to the conclusion that you're closer to the model of ideal health than you think.